2023, a field of weeds in Mapleton Preserve, the place of my scouthood. Conservation hours, lake cleaning, lopping down lines of autumn olive trees with destructive glee. Boy, did I love conservation. But for my Eagle project, I knew I'd have to take the longer way around, because those weeds I was talking about, they were mugwort. And it looks pretty harmless, but I'll let my future self do the talking. The way mugwort works when it's in a field like this is it has these rhizomes, these root networks that extend about 6 inches deep into the soil. And that's how it spreads so aggressively. So if you try to dig through mugwort, it's pretty hard to manually take it out. And if you leave even a little bit of that root system in, it will grow back like wildfire. Mugwort is invasive, and a threat to native New Jersey plants like goldenrod, milkweed, and so many others. It chokes out other plants and decreases pollinator presence in the area. So to tackle this, I knew that I couldn't just remove the mugwort. It would only grow back. I had to put something in to replace what I was taking out. After getting permission from friends at Princeton Nursery Lands, we started composting in the fall. I ran drives for leaf bags and cardboard. My beneficiary representative, Mrs. Linder, told me that the mugwort would go dormant, and this was the perfect time to start lasagna composting. Over a few Eagle sessions, we laid down sheets of cardboard and bushels of leaves over 500 square feet of the plot. Master gardeners and friends of Princeton Nursery Lands volunteers came in with compost and even a whole pumpkin, which my brother gladly smashed to pieces. I took on a bigger leadership role, directing scouts who were previously unfamiliar with this level of conservation to break down boxes, haul leaves, and more.
This side, you let go of the tarp. And then you step back, and then you guys come over here and walk over the ball.
Yeah. It was a messy process, especially with the compost.
These gloves are never going to recover, but that is all right, I think. I mean, it's not all right. I'll clean them when I get home, I promise.
Uncovering the plot in the spring and digging up the composting leaves was even messier.
Yeah, the reality is this is gross.
But we'd uncovered the mugwort rhizomes, and it was time for the next step.
So, we have all of this solarized.
Essentially, we placed a big clear plastic tarp over the plot in the summer and let the sunlight cook the mugwort rhizomes out of the ground for a few months. This bore none of the risks of any roots being left behind and regrowing, so we waited and peeled it off late summer, digging up some sedge that had grown. But there was no mugwort on the plot, so mission successful. Then Mrs. Linder and I contacted people for plant donations. We picked up plants from donors' houses and drove them to the plot. I was able to secure a grant for plant plugs, which are smaller, younger plants, as well as some through the Friends of Hopewell Valley Open Space. All in all, we received between 85 and 100 plus donations, and it was time for planting.
So that's one happy-looking milkweed. Let's find some more milkweed.
This inspired my brother, who built 2 raised garden beds with native species right next to the plot for his Eagle project, and another scout from Troop 102 later on, who worked to remove invasives and replant native species in Mapleton's bamboo trail. After we both turned 18, we still wanted to give back to Mapleton, so we presented our projects at a mini spring expo to FPNL volunteers, supporting each other wholeheartedly.
Don't tell him I said this, but I am the more charismatic one, so.
And I told the story of my project and answered a familiar question. Why did you spend a year doing this? Why'd you cut it so close? I know from my paperwork that I alone spent over 300 hours planning and working, but it wasn't about the hours. Building something meaningful, initiating an effort that might just transform this entire field, was important to me. And it took more than checking a box or ripping the mugwort out of the ground to do that. I made mistakes.
I didn't know that you had to turn compost regularly for it to actually become compost.
Unexpected triumphs.
Mission failed successfully. It was used as mulch.
Friends in strange places.
Yes.
For those of you who don't know, Bob is a garter snake, and he's attended every single one of my work sessions without fail.
My 18th wasn't the end of my Eagle project, but rather the beginning. My dad and I put down a sign. The plot flourished. When drought had hit earlier in the season, the fundraising money I had given to Mrs. Linder helped buy hoses to water other areas of Mapleton. New plants popped up. Verbena, cowboy toilet paper, bees and butterflies were everywhere. Mrs. Linder proudly said that this plot could contribute years more of natives down the line. Mapleton even had plans to solarize the rest of the field. We had consolidated groups of people, scouts, master gardeners, who were now deeply interested in continuing this work. The year I took to build this, countless other people took with me. And to them,
I wouldn't have done it without any single one of the people who came, even from my troop. You. Mrs. Linder, definitely.
Okay.
Because she's wealth of knowledge. I knew nothing about this when I walked into it. She made sure that I did not end up killing 500 square feet worth of plants.
Jokes aside to all of you, thank you from the bottom of my heart for making this happen.